So what if the best way to actually sell your product was to just give it away for free? Yet, it sounds completely backwards, right? Well, one founder did exactly that. He took a huge marketing problem, turned it completely on its head, and built a massively successful software business. Let's break down exactly how he did it. I mean, seriously, how do you even begin to stand out when it feels like there are 1,000 new apps launching every single day? But what if the secret wasn't hiding your code, but opening it up for the entire world to see and use? Because that crazy, counterintuitive idea, that's exactly how one developer built an open source project that is now pulling in a staggering $17,000 every single month in recurring revenue. Yeah, let's get into it. So meet Nevo. He's the creator of a project called Postiz, and honestly, he cracked a code that goes way beyond just programming. He figured out how to turn a passion project, an open source project, into a powerful, revenue-generating machine. So what exactly is Postiz? Well, on the surface, it's a social media scheduling tool. But here's its killer feature. It supports more platforms than pretty much anyone else. We're talking 25 different platforms. Now, it operates on a totally normal SaaS model. You pay a subscription. But the entire code base is also open source. That means anyone, and I mean anyone, can just download it and host it themselves for free. And look, this is a real business with real, honest numbers. We're talking 17 grand a month in revenue from 472 paying subscribers. But what I love about this is the transparency. See that 19% churn rate? That's high. And Nevo is totally open about it, says they're working hard to fix it. This isn't some perfect fairy tale. It's a real story, warts and all. Okay, so this is the absolute key to the whole thing. You have to understand why this works. Why would giving your product away for free be the best marketing you could possibly do? Well, it's because open source isn't just about code. It's a distribution engine. Let's just break down these advantages, because they're huge. First, it instantly starts building your brand. You become that person who built that tool. That reputation then creates incredibly powerful word-of-mouth marketing from other developers who use your stuff and trust your work. And that just generates tons of user content, people all over social media talking about how they're using your project. But wait, it gets even better. You basically get an army of users giving you lightning-fast feedback and finding bugs for you for free. Your SEO gets this massive, massive boost from high-authority developer blogs and software directories, all linking back to your project. And here it is, the grand prize. This unlocks enterprise sales. Big companies that have strict rules about keeping data in-house, they'll happily pay you for support contracts to self-host your solution. So just look at the difference here. It's night and day. On one hand, you have traditional SaaS marketing, which is often just a painful, expensive grind of paid ads and churning out endless content. But the open source approach, it just flips the entire script. Your marketing is built on a foundation of community, baked-in credibility, and a totally free distribution channel that's powered by the very developers you want to reach. Okay, so you're probably sold on the why by now. It makes a lot of sense. But what about the how? How do you actually do this? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. This is Nevo's exact step-by-step playbook for launching an open source project to get the most attention possible. The whole strategy boils down to a 5-step plan, and it's all designed to be executed in a single, super intense week. It all starts with prepping your GitHub, then getting your social accounts ready, creating a content blitz, then hitting Reddit and Hacker News hard, and finally, a big final push across all your channels. All right, step 1 is absolutely critical. Your GitHub repository is now your main landing page. Forget your website for a second. You have to treat your README file with that level of care and importance. Make it crystal clear what your project is. Hey, if it's an alternative to a popular tool, just say that. Pick your license carefully, create some pre-made issues so that new contributors have an easy way to jump in and help, and maybe most importantly, make it super easy to deploy with good docs and a Docker setup. Next up, you've got to prep your channels. You can't just show up on launch day and expect things to work. No way. You need to register on Hacker News at least 2 weeks before you launch. On Reddit, you need to participate a bit and build up some karma so your big launch post doesn't just get auto-filtered. And here's a real pro tip. Write articles for platforms like Dev.to and Medium. If you're lucky, they can get picked up by the Google Discover feed, which can drive an absolutely massive wave of direct traffic. Now, it's go time. Time to promote. On Hacker News, you have to use the specific show HN prefix in your title. That's the key. On Reddit, the absolute golden subreddit is r/self-hosted. Seriously, unlike most of Reddit, These people are actively looking for and celebrating people who self-promote their open source projects. From there, you can cross-post to other relevant places. And listen, here's the secret formula for winning on Reddit. You have to be humble. Talk about your journey using I, not some corporate-sounding we. Don't be shy, directly ask people to star your GitHub repo. And this is huge. Don't just post once and disappear. Post an update, a new version every single month. That's how you build real momentum and a loyal community. Now, this slide right here, this is the single most important rule of the entire playbook. You absolutely must do all of this in the same week. The whole goal is to concentrate all of your traffic, all of your buzz, into a very short period. Why? To trigger GitHub's algorithm and land on their main trending feed. If you can do that, that's when things really take off. Of course, a great launch is one thing, but you still need an efficient set of tools to run the business day to day, right? So let's take a quick look at the tech stack that's powering this entire operation. The whole stack is just a mix of really smart choices. You've got Railway for the back end, Vercel for the front end marketing site, but pay close attention to the free for open source deals here. GitHub Copilot for coding help and Sentry for bug monitoring, they are completely free for open source projects. That just dramatically slashes your costs from day one. And boom, this is the result of all those smart choices. This is an incredibly profitable business. We're talking about an 80% profit margin. Just think about that. Only 20 cents of every dollar that comes in goes to covering all the operational expenses. So what's that biggest expense? Is it servers? Is it salaries? Nope. It's $600 a month for a video conversion API. Why? Well, this is to make sure that any video a user uploads gets perfectly formatted for every single social media platform, which prevents posts from failing. It's a small detail, but it's absolutely crucial for the user experience. So we've covered the strategy, we've covered the tools, but Nevo's final piece of advice, well, it's arguably the most important one of all. It's all about your mindset. And here it is. He says his success comes from avoiding what he calls analysis paralysis, while still making education a huge priority. And the rule is so simple. Spend half your time learning and the other half building. You see, learning about marketing, about sales, about strategy, it makes the time you spend actually building infinitely more effective. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of the biggest takeaways here. First, open source is an incredible engine for distribution. It builds your brand, your SEO, and gets you priceless feedback. Second, that 5-step launch playbook, all done in 1 week, is your ticket to hitting the GitHub trending page. Third, you have to master the specific tactics for places like Reddit and Hacker News. Fourth, you can build a business with insane 80% margins by leveraging all the free tools out there for open source projects. And finally, the ultimate foundation for all of this is that 50-50 rule. Split your time between learning and building. So the only question left is, what are you going to build?